The 1980s created some of the wildest movies ever made, but the Wraith was different. Behind the roaring engines and neon lights, something real happened. A deadly accident, $1 million cars, and chaos that almost stopped the film forever. Here are 10 unbelievable facts about the Wraith that sound even crazier than the movie itself. Fact 1. A Hollywood legend almost starred in it. It sounds almost impossible today, but during production of The Wraith, a young actor was frequently seen visiting the Arizona filming locations. That actor was Johnny Depp. At the time, he was dating actor Sherilyn Fenn, who played Carrie in the film. This was long before Depp became a global star, before 21 Jump Street, before the fame. Some crew members later recalled that Depp even stayed at the same hotel as the production team. And here is the surprising part: he was briefly considered for the lead role. The producers eventually chose Charlie Sheen instead because he had just appeared in major hits like Platoon and Red Dawn. History could have looked very different. The Wraith might have become one of Johnny Depp's earliest movie roles. Fact 2. A real tragedy happened during filming. The movie is filled with high-speed races and dangerous stunts, but one moment connected to the production turned tragic. On the second day of filming, cinematographer Bruce Ingram was killed during a stunt rehearsal. A camera vehicle lost control. The accident was sudden and devastating. Several other crew members were injured. After the tragedy, director Mike Marvin had to change many planned chase scenes. Some stunts were reduced. Others were completely removed. From that moment on, the cast and crew knew something unsettling. The film's dangerous races were not just movie magic. They carried real risk. Fact 3. The famous black car was worth a fortune. The mysterious black vehicle driven by the ghostly Avenger became the film's most unforgettable symbol. But that car was not a simple movie prop. It was the Dodge Turbo Interceptor, a futuristic concept vehicle created by Dodge. At the time, the car cost more than $1 million to develop. For a low-budget 1980s film, that was almost unbelievable. Because of its value, the real car was rarely used in dangerous scenes. Most of the crashes involved fiberglass replicas. Nearly all of those replicas were destroyed during filming. But the real Interceptor survived. Today it remains one of the most famous movie concept cars ever created. Fact 4. The music came from a rare instrument. The soundtrack of The Wraith sounds unique, cold, electronic, almost mechanical. That sound came from a very rare device known as the synclavier. In the 1980s, this instrument was incredibly expensive. Only major recording studios could afford it. Composer Michael Honig used the machine to create the film's haunting electronic atmosphere. The result gave the movie a strange identity, part supernatural thriller, part futuristic car movie. Fact 5. A famous line was completely improvised. One of the film's memorable lines was never written in the script. During filming, actor David Sherrill suddenly delivered a line that perfectly captured the moment. Whoever he is weird and angry. The director loved it immediately. Instead of reshooting the scene, they kept the line exactly as it was spoken. Sometimes the most memorable movie dialogue is created by pure instinct. Fact 6. When real muscle cars were destroyed, many action movies rely on lightweight prop vehicles. Not this one. The villain gang drove real classic cars, including a Chevrolet Corvette C2, a Plymouth Barracuda, and a Pontiac Firebird. These were genuine vehicles, not hollow props. When they crashed during filming, the damage was real. Several classic cars were completely destroyed, but that realism gave the movie its raw, dangerous energy. Fact 70. The film is secretly a Western director. Mike Marvin later admitted something surprising. The film was heavily inspired by classic Western movies, especially High Plains Drifter and Shane. Think about the story structure. A mysterious stranger arrives, the villains are punished one by one, and then the stranger disappears. It is not just a car movie, it is a Western disguised as science fiction. Fact 8. Critics originally hated the movie when The Wraith was released. Critics were not impressed. Many reviews called the film confusing and unrealistic. Some critics dismissed it as nothing more than loud cars and explosions, but audiences felt differently. Through cable television and VHS rentals, the movie slowly gained loyal fans. Over time, it transformed into a true cult classic. Sometimes time is kinder to movies than critics are. Fact 9. The movie failed at the box office despite its unforgettable style. The film struggled financially. The production cost around $3 million. But the theatrical earnings barely reached $1 million. It faced tough competition from movies like Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. In comparison, The Wraith simply disappeared from theaters. Yet years later, television broadcasts gave it a second life. A movie that once seemed forgotten eventually became legendary among fans. Fact 10. A supernatural storyline was removed. Early versions of the script included an entirely different subplot. A mysterious psychic woman living in the desert was supposed to explain the ghostly powers behind the Wraith. But when production problems began, the scenes were removed. Without those moments, the story became more mysterious. The film never fully explains the supernatural rules behind its revenge, and strangely that mystery is exactly why people still talk about it today. Movies come and go, but some films refuse to disappear. They survive through midnight television, old VHS tapes, and the memories of viewers who grew up watching them. The Wraith may not have been a box office success, but decades later its engine is still running, and sometimes cult classics never truly stop racing.